Hey, what's up YouTube? Scooch back here again. Gonna go over the DelSol today. Last time we were here we did the STI, kind of reviewed everything that's been done to it, so go check out that video. I actually got some really good sound clips for that one, so I'm pretty excited about it. Definitely still want to make the full video of just sound clips, but for now that'll have to do. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, hit that bell notification so you know when I upload everything. But for right now I'll be uploading every Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I've actually been getting a lot more content built up, a couple of friends' cars, my buddy's 1,000 horsepower Mustang GT500. So actually I believe it's 1,100. He'll kill me if I give the wrong number. So definitely be ready to check out that video in the upcoming weeks. But for right now I've got the DelSol here. This car doesn't have a ton done to it. It's mostly just small aesthetic things, and there's one little bit about the cold air intake, but the story behind this car is what's really cool. So to start out, this is kind of the overall look at the car. You can see that the windows have been tinted. It's still at stock ride height, stock wheels. This is the B16 engine. So they only made about 10,000 of these between 93 and 97, and they didn't start making this car until 94 with this engine. So it's kind of fell onto a little bit of a rare car, you could say. I didn't really intend on buying this car in the first place, but when it popped up, I certainly couldn't say no. So yeah, this is a pretty cool find for me. Couple of little things with it. It does have a little bit of rust back here on this section. There's some rust underneath over here, and same thing on the other side. Plus, tough to see in the rain. A little bit of fade here with the paint, and you're actually going to see the same thing on the roof over here. So again, nothing overly brutal about the car that's too bad, but it does have a couple of imperfections that I definitely want to get addressed this year. And then we'll be looking more into actually modifying it, wheels, tires. The engine is definitely going to get touched at some point, I think. I tell myself I don't want to, but I have a feeling it's going to end up happening. But little backstory on this car, I was looking for a daily driver to commute back and forth to Providence every day. And I was putting so many miles on the STI, I said I just need something cheap, easy, and affordable. Or affordable would fall under cheap, I guess. So I was looking at Honda Civics. You know, I had a Honda back in the day and Accord, and I was like, it's a great car. And I was looking to kind of get into the same thing again. And I looked at a couple of Subaru wagons, things like that, things that could be decent on gas, but you know, wouldn't break the bank and maybe were useful. I wouldn't hate driving every day. And then I remembered that one of my friends, I don't see him too often, but he did have this car laying around. And he had been letting his mother drive it for a little while. It had actually been picked up from an old lady. Actually, let me start at the beginning. So, the car was bought back in '94 by a guy brand new. I drove it for a couple years, and then this older woman who was probably much younger back then, you know, 20 years younger, but she picked the car up used. And she drove it around, and she put a pretty considerable amount of miles on it. I'd say probably 195-ish, maybe, or probably a little over. She dropped it off around 195, I think it was, to my friend here. So, you know, she put a decent amount of miles on it. You know, not a lot for 20 years worth of driving, but a lot of miles for a car. And she brought it in one day. I don't remember if it needed something small. I think it was like an alternator or something, nothing huge. But she just basically, you know, looked at him and she said, Will, you know, I don't want the car anymore. I'm gonna end up selling it. And Will's a big Honda guy, and he said he actually owns a Honda Acura repair shop, you know, specialized in all kinds of Japanese stuff. But they're out in Oxford, which is a town near me in Massachusetts, just outside Worcester. And he said, hey, he goes, I'll buy it from you. You know, I want the car. My mother's been kind of looking for something, you know, maybe to use in the summer. And he ended up picking the car up. And it was in beautiful shape. It's really in the same condition he bought it. He did do the timing belt for me before I picked it up, you know, resurfaced the rotors and stuff like that. Nothing major, but a couple of little extra things just when I bought it from him, so it was road ready. But anyway, he gave it to his mother for a couple of years. She was driving it around in just the summer and only driving it on sunny days. She loved having the top off, and she was a little bit older, so she's still a little bit older now, she's still alive, but she couldn't take the roof off and on herself. So she took the roof off, put it aside, and only drove it on the nicest days of the year. So the car was sitting in a garage just kind of hanging out for about 2 years. And when my time came, I said to him, I said, hey, Will, I said, how about selling that DelSol to me? I need a daily commuter. I said, wouldn't kill me to have a convertible, right? And he goes, yeah, Scooch. He goes, you know what? I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll sell it to you. And he, like I said, he got everything all prepped for me, everything ready to go. And I picked it up in March, or May, I think it was. And I have loved it every day since. Those commutes to Providence were making it a little bit easier with that top down on the nice days. It's just, it makes all the right noises. It's not loud, but he did put a cold air intake on it. So when VTEC hits, you get that classic, you know, VTEC sound. And it makes things a lot more fun. I think I'm gonna get disrupted here by the camera. Nope. Thought I was gonna get bothered, guess not. Yeah, so he did the VTEC, he put the cold air on it, so, you know, it makes things a little more enjoyable. I'm gonna try to get a sound clip of that. It's really loud from the inside. I don't know how loud it is from the outside, I've never heard it, but I'm gonna try to get a shot anyway. And I'll put that in here. You know, it's like I said, it's just a really great car to drive. It's so much fun, such a driver's car. There's no ABS. There's no extra amenities to this car other than cruise control, which is a huge necessity for somebody like me driving back and forth to Providence. But that's really about it. And he ended up selling to me, and I've been happy the day I bought it. And I've never really been a huge Honda guy. You know, I've always liked the SIs and stuff like that. I used to work for Honda, so they were cool to me, and I thought about picking one of those up for a short time, but it just didn't happen. I always stuck to the Subarus. I really want a V8 in my life, so I'm looking at you know, Corvettes and stuff like that. But this is how this wound up happening. And again, it was not an intended purchase that I had. So, you know, if you're looking for something that's a great summer car and that's reliable, the DelSol is something that I'm surprised more people aren't looking into. I know how popular Hondas are in the industry or in the community, and I'm surprised that more people don't try to scoop these up. I know they're kind of tougher to find, cleaned, you know, unmolested. You know, a lot of people, they start working on them and they don't finish them. It's like a lot of other projects, but they really are a great car, and I just don't know why they failed. I don't know why they weren't more popular. You know, I can see why they weren't as popular in the 90s with the 240 that was out. You know, this was made to compete with the 240, with the Miata, but it was front wheel drive, and they were aiming towards women, and mostly men bought them. So, you know, just kind of an interesting concept that Honda had, and I guess their sports cars didn't really start to take off until they built that S2000, and, you know, that's kind of the go-to gem for everybody to have these days. But yeah, I mean, I'll just give like a quick walkthrough on the engine, and you know, you'll get those sound clips too, and you know, let me know what you think of the car. I do have wheels and tires planned for it. I like more of a meaty setup, so it's going to definitely have more of a track stance. I am trying to decide between springs and coils right now. So coilovers are great, but I really want to keep the comfort that this car has, because I do drive it so many miles, and I plan on continuing to put a lot of miles on it. It's actually got 215,000 on it right now, and keep in mind I've had the car for 8 months, so I bought it with about 200, and I've put another 15,000 on it. The driving has slowed down a little bit on it since. If I was continuing to drive it to that many miles for work, I'd probably be looking at closer to like 230 now. So I put a lot of miles on this car, and it's held up fantastic. All I've done to it are oil changes. I did have to replace the radiator after a little while. That went on it. That was like 30 bucks. You know, did that in my driveway, and I've done tires, you know, and they're just general max all seasons. Nothing crazy expensive, but they had good reviews, so I figured, hey, I'm putting so many miles on, should probably get some decent tires. And yeah, that's really about it. So I'll just give a quick, you know, kind of walk around just to show you again. You know, again, nothing overly fancy. I do want to replace the headlights, get the blacked out housing ones. But yeah, it's been a great car. I'll pop the hood. You can see inside it real quick. Looks like my battery's gonna die. Just charge the thing. I gotta get another one. So there's the B16, 1.6 liter VTEC motor, cold air intake. Again, nothing over the top, but great car to drive, a lot of fun, and it puts a smile on my face every single time I drive it. I never get tired of driving this thing, but let my dad take it to work. He loves it. You know, it's just, the car has been awesome. Everybody that I know loves this car. A couple of my friends hate that it sits so low, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's a DelSol, it's a coupe, you know, it's gonna sit kind of low. So definitely more videos, a lot of more content coming with this car. So stay tuned with it, and be sure to check in every Sunday, 5 o'clock Eastern time, and hit that bell notification so you know when I'm uploading a video. And again, just, you know, thank you for subscribing. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers right now. I really want to turn this channel into something that gets a lot of content, and, you know, I can show people what I'm working on. I'm working on cars all the time. I want to show people what I'm working on because I think some of them are kind of cool, and something like this especially, there's not a lot of content on it. So I'm hoping to kind of give people walkthroughs and different things that they might not be able to find elsewhere, because I'm having a ton of trouble finding simple things on this car. Nobody really does anything to them, or at least nobody really provides videos and footage of it. So be sure to subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think about the car, let me know what you think I should do to the car. I definitely am sure that I'll take some of these ideas and run with them, because I'm really excited about this build. The Subaru, it has a lot that has to be done to it, but the Honda is still so stockish that it has even more that I can do to it. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. So see you back here next week, and have a great rest of the day.